It's time to clean this Galaxy box fan. I believe this is a 3713. The grills are pretty dirty. I don't know if I'm going to clean the grills today or not. I'd rather do that outside with the pressure washer when the weather gets nicer, but I might do them. I'm definitely going to clean the blade. And yeah, you can see from this angle it's a bit dusty on the grill. And I'm going to clean out the motor and oil it as well. It's got the metal Marco motor. This should be a pretty easy job, hopefully. As you can see, the handle's in there, it's broken. I already took the feet off. So I'm gonna get started on this now. The back grill's off. It's just screwed on, so it's simple to take off. Here's a closer look at the motor. This definitely needs to be vacuumed out. That doesn't look that bad, but I'm gonna clean it anyway and oil it. So I'm gonna take the front grill off, which is the same process as taking the rear one off. Just screws on, and then I'm going to take the blade off, and I'll show you how I do that and disconnect the motor after I'm done with that. So stay tuned. So of course the blade isn't going to come off easily, so what you need to do is hold the frame down while you pull on the blade, and you can use your legs for that or whatever, but I'm going to do that real quick and get this blade off here. Blade is off, just got to pull on it, and now what I'm going to do is clean off this shaft, and then I'm going to sand it down a little bit while it's running so I can pull this plate off without it getting caught in the bearing. So I'll be doing that right now. As you can see, when I turn this thing on and then off, it comes to a stop pretty quickly, so this thing definitely needs some oil. Obviously make sure the fan is unplugged at this point, but now I'm going to take the motor off. It's held on by 4 screws, and of course we can't do too much to it because we got this wiring harness right here going to it. We don't want to rip that, so I think this can come off, or at least, yeah, I'll find a way to get this off here so it can flex more. But yeah, I'm about to take the motor off. Now that all the screws are removed, we need to turn it over. There's 2 bolts holding this motor together, so I'm going to turn this over and I'll be right back. Here are the heads of the 2 bolts. Just using a little socket to take these off. So I will do that and I'll show you the end result. Bolts are out. As you can see, I made little marks with a permanent marker where they go, so I don't screw it up when I put it back together. So what I'm going to do now is put oil on this shaft, and I'm going to pull the motor apart. So the motor is pulled apart. Just be very careful with this. And it's actually not that bad inside, but I'm going to clean it up anyway, just because that's what I do. Be sure that when you take this rotor out, that these washers that are on them don't stay on the motor halves, because they can fall off and get lost or get sucked up in the vacuum if you use the vacuum to clean out the insides of them. So just keep an eye on that. Okay, so I just put the rotor back into the rear bearing, so that's all good to go. It's oiled, and I put oil in the wick, the oil wick that surrounds the bearing. I'm going to do the same to the front. What you want to do is you want to get the oil in this wicking material, and then these bearings are porous, so that will actually seep through the bearing and lubricate it. And of course you want to put some inside of the bearing when you put it together as well. So I'm going to do that, and you should put some on the output shaft as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so the bolts are both back in, motor's all put together, and now we need to align the bearings, and you do that. I'm gonna get this flashlight out. Sorry about that. And to do that, you basically take something like the end of a screwdriver and hit the output shaft in all different directions to get it to, or to get the bearings to be aligned. The motor's all put together and it's back on the fan. So I'm gonna put the blade on in just a second, which I just cleaned. So it looks very nice. But yeah, I'm not gonna clean the grills right now. I'm gonna wait until it gets nicer outside, like this spring, and I'll use the pressure washer on them. So other than that, yeah, I'm gonna put the blades on. We'll give it a test run once the grills are back on. All right, so it's all put back together. Blades clean, motors clean. Not doing the grills until spring because I want to pressure wash them outside. Yeah, it's time for a test run. Here's high. This fan is very quiet on low, and it has really pretty good performance, in my opinion. Okay, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching.